Tonight, lawmakers in the Kentucky House and Senate are still trying to reach a compromise on a state budget. As we told you at 5:30, the two sides haven't been able to agree on the nearly $600 million in cuts Governor Bevin has proposed to make up for the state pension shortfall. Those cuts could have a major impact on Kentucky courts. Hundreds of court workers could even lose their jobs. As Mark Barber tells us, millions in extra resources have also been cut from the public defender's office, and that's creating major financial concerns in our courts.
Your Honor, Ms. Watson wishes to enter a plea.
If you want to keep up with Shannon Brooks' English,
the pace sometimes is hectic.
You might just have to run.
Each public defender has anywhere between 80 to over 100 cases at any one given time.
She's a directing attorney with the Public Defender's Office. She represents people on the wrong side of the law who can't afford a private attorney.
Without public defenders, people are not going to be treated equally. People are going to get funneled into prison and just be left there.
It's not a glamorous job. English says the pay is often far lower than what public defenders in neighboring states make. The hours can also be brutal. 100-hour work weeks aren't unheard of.
I know that there's clients on my caseload that need to see me and need to talk to me. You know, there's people out at the jail that need to talk to me. And so it's just a matter of doing as much as you can.
Chris Tracy, a directing attorney in Lexington's Public Defender's Office, says private attorneys might work an average of 20 cases at one time.
My caseload right now is about 140.
Tracy says their cases pile up to unbelievably high numbers because they take on their colleagues' cases whenever they leave. With low pay, heavy caseloads, and long hours, turnover can be high.
Judge, I have number 18, Fred Nutter.
Every time a public defender takes on a case for someone who quits, they have to get up to speed. That means it takes much longer for the case to make its way through court, and that slows down the entire judicial system.
Cases stay open longer, the dockets get bigger, you know, the courts go longer, and then, you know, it perpetuates itself.
It's a cycle that's burdening the courts, and it appears the system won't find relief anytime soon.
We're disappointed.
Public advocate Ed Monahan says his public defenders were devastated last week when lawmakers shot down Governor Matt Bevin's proposal to spend more than $6 million to bring in 44 new public defenders.
It is very challenging now to be in a position where we don't have that funding.
The rest of the judicial system is now bracing for more bad news because they could get hit with a steep 9% spending cut.
What I'm concerned about is whether or not our courts are going to be opened.
Judge Kim Wilkie worries courts will have to close to offset the projected loss of 600 court jobs.
My understanding is from Chief Justice Minton that courthouses may have to close for 2-3 weeks. We've got a heroin court. We've got about 5 or 6 different divisions of drug court. We also have a mental health court. Those will probably, my guess is, not be able to be funded.
Court administrators describe the proposed cuts as catastrophic. They're scrambling to figure out how they will absorb the damage if the budget doesn't change. On the other hand, Monahan hopes it will change. He says the Public Defender's Office needs more money to bring in more attorneys so they can do the best job possible for their clients.
We could get to cases quicker, less frustration by the judges, cases resolved quicker, victims are more satisfied.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Like everyone else in the judicial system, English and Tracy are waiting to see what will survive the budget battle in Frankfort.
Hope for the best is basically all we can do.
It's not a perfect system.
Things need to change.
And there isn't a perfect solution. Lawmakers have until the end of the General Assembly on April 15th to decide what happens next. In Lexington, Mark Barber, WKYT.
The House and the Senate's self-imposed deadline gives them until midnight to agree on the budget. Public defenders are in the Capitol now asking lawmakers to restore the millions of dollars that were cut from their funding.